Why nonprofits fail in Mississippi? Nonprofits fail for many reasons. In this video, we will guide you through the mistakes James Alfred made and how to overcome such mistakes. Just a year ago, James' organization buzzed with the energy of volunteers, the laughter of children, and the promise of a brighter future for the Mississippi Delta. Now, it stood as a silent monument to his failed dream. James had always been passionate about helping his community. Growing up in a rural town, he witnessed firsthand the struggles of poverty, limited access to education, and the lack of opportunities for young people. When he inherited a modest sum from his grandmother, he saw it as a chance to make a real difference. The initial enthusiasm was infectious. Local volunteers flocked to help renovate the old building, and donations trickled in from well-meaning supporters. James secured a small grant to launch an after-school program for at-risk youth, and for a few months, everything seemed possible. But the challenges of running a nonprofit in rural Mississippi quickly became apparent. The vast distances between towns made transportation a logistical nightmare, and finding qualified staff willing to work for modest wages was a constant struggle. The racial disparities in the region cast a long shadow over his fundraising efforts, as many potential donors remained skeptical of the organization's impact. And then, a devastating flood hit the Delta, wiping out months of progress and leaving the community reeling. James's inexperience in nonprofit management began to show. He had poured his heart and soul into the mission, but he lacked the strategic planning and financial acumen necessary to sustain the organization. He relied heavily on a few key donors, and when their funding dried up, Delta dreams teetered on the brink of collapse. The board of directors, composed mostly of well-meaning but inexperienced friends and family, struggled to provide effective guidance. They often clashed over priorities, and their lack of fundraising experience hampered their ability to secure new sources of income. James's initial optimism gradually gave way to despair. He found himself working long hours, neglecting his family, and sacrificing his own well-being for a cause that seemed increasingly out of reach. The weight of responsibility pressed down on him, and he began to question his own abilities. One evening, as he sat alone in the empty community center, a wave of clarity washed over him. He realized that his passion and good intentions were not enough. Delta Dreams had failed because it lacked the solid foundation necessary to weather the storms of nonprofit life in Mississippi. With a heavy heart, James made the difficult decision to close down the organization. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but he knew it was the right thing to do. The lessons he learned from this experience, however, would stay with him forever. If you're inspired by James's story and want to avoid the pitfalls he encountered, visit our website to learn more about the nonprofit startup process in Mississippi. We offer resources, guidance, and support to help you build a sustainable organization that can truly make a difference in your community.